Hey guys, I got a real fast review of Milwaukee's new 4-inch pocket level. It's model number 48225102. Alright, so here's the level up close. The housing is made from cast aluminum with a machined flat bottom. Right here you've got a nice V-groove, so this will self-center on a pipe. And you've got a really strong rare earth magnet that will hold it to any ferrous surface. And then you've got an adjustable dial that goes all the way around holding the sharp sight vial. It's a really readily visible dial. And you've got 1 degree increments going from 0 to 90 and then back to 0 on this side, and then 0, 15, 22.5, 45, and 75, and then back around on this side. So you've just got a little bit less clutter on the one side, or you've got common angles. I'm just a little bit surprised they don't have a 90 degree over on this side as well. You've got to do this one if you want 90 degrees. For adjusting it, you've got this little dial right here that is a plastic dial. And you just turn this to loosen it, and it's got a little set screw in there, and then you can turn your wheel around and set it to whatever angle you want. And this dial is inset. You can see there's housing on either side sticking out, and then on this side as well, so you're not likely to bump it and cause your adjustment to come off of whatever setting you have it on. The downside to that is it's a little bit difficult to adjust because there's not much to grab onto. It's not a huge deal though, you just might not be able to do it easily with gloves. This is a nice small form factor. It does fit easily into hip pockets and back pockets, or in a tool pouch. It just slides right in and pulls right out. The edges are nice and broken, so you don't get any snags when you're pulling it in and out of a pocket or a pouch. So areas where this is going to excel at are leveling pipe. You can see it locked on here, and you can't really rotate it off axis without some extra force. It kind of clicks into place. And there you've got, your ferrous pipe. It's going to be really easy to use for applications like this. Steel studs will also be excellent. Pretty much any application where you're going to have a perfectly flat reference face to use this on. Now, if you're using this on things that might have a bend to them, like dimensional lumber studs, this might not be as great because you don't have a very long face to reference off of, so if you have any bend in your material, this isn't going to give you as accurate of results as a full-size level will. But it is really nice to be able to set whatever slope that you want with this, and then go ahead and throw it up there, and then you've got your angle. Alright, so the one nitpick I have with this is, you see I've got it on 0 right now, and this little indicator arrow is raised up aluminum, and then it's got white paint or powder coat, whichever that is, on top of it, and they don't quite line up. You can see I've got the 0 lined up with the actual metal right now, and if I hold this up with a Milwaukee red stick that's a 4-foot level, you can see that the bubbles aren't quite exactly lined up. Alright, so here's what I was talking about with the slight misalignment of this dial and the arrow. You can see, I'll go ahead and pick up the red stick, so it's a little bit, it's perfectly centered now with that bubble. You can see this bubble is not perfectly centered while the arrow is lined up, the aluminum part of the arrow is lined up with the 0. Alright, so now I've adjusted the pocket level a little bit, so the angle of the aluminum arrow is just a fraction of a degree above 0, and the painted part is actually on 0. And now they're lining up pretty much perfectly with both of them showing level. So that's the one little nitpick I have with this. This is maybe a third of a degree off, which isn't a huge deal, but if something's going to wear, it's going to be the paint, not the aluminum. So I'd rather see the aluminum part of it be lined up perfectly with the dial. Not a huge deal for what you're going to be using this for, because if you're looking for sub-degree accuracy, you really shouldn't be using a pocket level that's only got like a 4-inch reference face off of it. So it's not as big of an issue. It's just a little bit of an inaccuracy for, a fairly high price point pocket level coming in at $25. So this thing comes in at $25, which is a little bit expensive for a pocket level, but it is made of solid aluminum pretty much. And it's quality made. This is going to excel at things that don't necessarily need to be perfectly accurate. Like I pointed out, the dial's a little bit iffy on the sub-degree accuracy range. But then again, when you're only referencing off of a 4-inch or less surface, you're not really looking for superb accuracy, just close enough. So for the versatility this thing offers, I think it's a pretty decent deal. It's just going to depend on your application whether or not it's going to be the right tool for you. Alright, so hopefully this review is helpful. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. And once again, don't forget to subscribe.